The moment my brother made my life hell and then secretly got my wife pregnant, I thought that was the worst it could get. I was wrong. Because now, after being disowned, disgraced, and left with nothing, he's crawling back to me, begging for help, while I'm the one holding the $2 million inheritance our parents left behind, and he expects me to save him. The same brother who spent years destroying my life now wants mercy. Let me tell you exactly how we got here. My younger brother David never liked me, not in a normal sibling rivalry way, but in a deep, festering hatred I could never explain. You might assume it came from jealousy, but that wasn't it. David wasn't the neglected child. He was the prince of the family, our mother's golden boy who could do no wrong. She cooked his meals, folded his clothes, defended his tantrums, and even ordered me to do his homework sometimes, insisting that helping him was my duty as the older brother. Meanwhile, no one ever helped me. I was independent, quiet, and always brushed aside. Maybe that's why I tolerated David's mistreatment longer than I should have, because I was used to being the one who needed nothing and received nothing. As we grew, the favoritism rotted into something uglier. David began mocking me constantly, my glasses, my height, my introverted nature. He'd sneak into my room, read my private diary, and then twist my words in front of my mother for a laugh. When I complained, my parents brushed it off as brothers bonding. He put stones in my cereal once, actual stones. When I showed my mother, she waved it away like boys being boys. Every time he bullied me, he sharpened the knife using my insecurities. He knew I suffered from school bullying. Instead of protecting me, he joined the tormentors, calling me an ugly loser or hairy monkey and encouraging the kids at school to hit me harder. The day he told me to kill myself, I broke. I was already struggling mentally, and even though I'm stronger today, I can still remember exactly how that wound felt. My dad was rarely home, and my mother always defended David. Things escalated when David nearly set my hair on fire during a fight. Somehow, unbelievably, our mother defended him again, calling it play. That moment finally pushed my father over the edge. He threatened to call the police. David froze. For the first time in his life, he was being held accountable. Later, my dad came into my room, and to my surprise, he apologized for ignoring everything. It was the first time someone truly acknowledged the pain I had lived through. He enrolled me in MMA classes the next day, telling me to stand up for myself. MMA changed my life. Physically and mentally, I transformed. So when David stole the pocket money I had saved over months, something inside me snapped. I punched him straight in the face. He collapsed, stunned, and wailed like a toddler. My mother rushed out, accusing me of being a monster. When my dad heard what happened, he shocked me again by siding with me, firmly, calmly, and completely. For the first time ever, David learned there were consequences for stealing, lying, and tormenting others. He hated losing his power. From that point, his physical bullying stopped, but the verbal poison continued for years. Eventually, I earned a scholarship to my dream university. My dad threw a party for me. My mom smiled politely. David barely looked at me. Leaving home felt like breathing fresh air for the first time in years. University was a fresh start. I made friends quickly and focused on my studies. In my second year, I met Karen, beautiful, smart, lively Karen at a frat party. We fell in love instantly. Coming from conservative families, we panicked when she got pregnant in our final year, but we did the right thing and got married. For years, I thought she was the love of my life. I stayed loyal, committed, and deeply in love with my little family. But beneath the surface, Karen had secrets. I later discovered she had cheated twice. Once with a married coworker, another time with an ex while visiting home. Each betrayal destroyed me, but I forgave her. I didn't want my child growing up in a broken home. For a while, things seemed better. I thought our fresh start meant something. But 3 months ago, Karen shattered my life beyond repair. She confessed to a long-term affair and that our son might not be mine. The world spun. I asked her how she could possibly hide something this massive. Her cold, distant reaction was worse than the confession itself. I kept pressing. The truth finally came out. The father might be David. Karen explained everything with a calmness that made me sick. She had bonded with him when she first met my family. She didn't want to feel awkward around them, so she spent time with my mother, and David inserted himself into every space. They started flirting behind my back. I never imagined my own wife and my own brother would betray me like this. Karen said things just happened. David confided in her about breakups. They flirted. They had chemistry. And eventually, they slept together. During the holidays, while I was in the same house, I felt physically ill. Karen admitted she never knew who the father was, and since I was more dependable, she married me anyway. She confessed they kept secretly sleeping together for years, sneaking off to hotels, lying about overtime, planning business trips that were actually romantic getaways. She told me she didn't want to lose a stable husband, that I was too good of a father, that she didn't know when to stop. As if any of that justified shattering my life. I packed my bags and walked out. Karen begged, cried, screamed, guilt-tripped me with the broken home argument, but I was done. The next day, I went straight to my parents. My mother reflexively defended David, again, but I asked them to stay quiet, handed them my phone, and called him in front of them. He panicked, denied everything, blamed Karen, bragged that it wasn't his fault if women were attracted to him, and smirked that no one would believe me because he was the golden child. That arrogance, spoken out loud, destroyed him. My parents heard everything. My dad took the phone and delivered the harshest speech I've ever heard him give. He cut David off financially, removed him from the college fund, and promised to leave him only $1 in the will. My mother, stunned, couldn't defend him. She later hugged me and apologized for never believing me. We performed a paternity test. The child was David's. I couldn't breathe. The boy I loved wasn't mine. Karen begged me to stay in his life, but I couldn't. Every glimpse reminded me of betrayal I couldn't bear. The divorce was messy. Karen demanded alimony. Her affairs destroyed her case. I walked away, heartbroken, but free. Months passed. I rebuilt my life. Therapy, work, peace. My dad told me he was leaving everything, nearly $2 million to me alone. If he died first, my mom could live in the house, but ownership went to me. Somehow, David found out. Broke, jobless, Karen demanding child support, college fees unpaid, family refusing to speak to him. He called me, crying, for the first time since childhood, begging, pleading, saying everyone had abandoned him, asking me to help him rebuild his life. I laughed. I told him he made his choices. He slept with my wife. He destroyed his family. He ruined mine. And now he wanted my sympathy. He cried harder, saying he had no one left. I told him he wasn't my brother anymore. Since then, he's been spiraling, dropped out of college, working as a mechanic, living with Karen, raising the child together. The golden boy became the family disgrace. My parents don't mention him. I don't ask. My dad and I golf every weekend now. My mom stays silent about David after my father warned her he wouldn't tolerate contact behind our backs. And me, I'm healing, slowly, quietly, finally free of the people who destroyed me. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the button and turn on notifications for more shocking real-life stories happening around you.